There is this time between winter and spring in Oregon where the rivers are swollen and darkly colored from heavy rains and snowmelt. The fishing gets tough because the rivers get big. So people gather on the river's gravel bars where the rivers make big turns and go plunking, a method that involves a lot of spinning and flashing tackle and a heavy weight cast just a few feet offshore where fish are likely to be traveling to avoid the fastest water. It's a time of year where you could catch a late-running winter steelhead or an early spring chinook, a time of looking forward while remaining just a little in the past. While a rain-swollen river and barren trees might not seem like a beautiful backdrop to you, it is to me, because it represents this place we love, our beautiful Pacific Northwest, so well. It's what pulls us outside and causes us to gather, despite the rains and winds that will come later in the day. Tea in beautiful places is meant to characterize both the beauty around us and the beauty that is not always observed in these long winters. Okay, so we're going to make some tea today out here at Meldrum Bar, doing a little plunking with my buddy Leandro. Alright, so today I've got this Choupware. This one's name is Hype. So I've been telling a few people this story, but I found out about this particular type of tea on Reddit from an old trucker who hauls around the country making tea while he's doing long haul drives. And this is his number one daily drinker tea, but everything I've heard is it's an amazing tea that everyone says you should have in your collection. So we're gonna go ahead and break into this.
How do they get into cakes like that?
Yeah, so they press it. They essentially this is a mix of young tea and older tea. So you can see the black stuff in here. That's fermented tea, aged tea, and then the younger tea is the green stuff. So they take it all in, they press it, then they dry them out, and so they often do these tea cakes is what they call them. There must be a label in there.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to remember not to drink that.
Yeah, just remember that.
So we'll throw some of this material in here. And then once we have some in there, we're going to take some water. We're just going to do a really quick wash. Just wash that tea. Make sure that doesn't fall over and spill on me because that'll leave a mark.
This is boiling water. No
All right,
bueno.
so the first one is generally you pour it out on a tea pad or whatever, and it's sort of a gift for the ancestors, is what it is. And it really just sort of helps loosen up the tea and getting ready for an actual brew. And then for this, we're going to just fill it up here, enough for you and I both to have some. And then we're going to leave that in there for, I think we're going to go, I'm going to do a 30-second on this one and see how it does.
Okay. And I didn't know they fermented tea.
They do. They ferment tea, and they dry. Sometimes they pan fry tea. Sometimes they just dry it. Sometimes they steam it. And so this is kind of represents a bunch of different methods. They age it, so they'll sometimes they'll just wash it and then age it out, and then they press it in again. This is where tea making has come more recently is to this thing of mixing, blending high-end teas with some from other areas of the country, because the really high-end teas are super expensive and they're hard to get, and so they're trying to make tea more broadly appealing to people, and so they do these blends that are a little bit of high-end, a little bit of new, a little bit of older tea, and they sell them, and people buy them in cakes like this. This will be $20-$30, but you've got tea for months.
Yeah.
With a cake like
it's
that.
Like a hybrid.
It is.
I know other herbals that they started hybridization with that have definitely changed the methods of consumption. Wow.
So if it comes off a little bit bitter initially, that's probably because I gave it too long of a steep. You can even see the color difference between yours and mine.
Like yours is a little bit lighter, mine's a little darker. So mine was just slightly longer on the tea leaves than yours was. But you can kind of see what's going on with these tea leaves
They expand.
right here. See how they're expanding out, and you're getting a lot of that green and different types of some of the older age teas are showing up. It's really neat to see kind of what tea becomes after it's in this. So
Can I smell that?
anyway, yes, please.
Oh man.
You like that?
Yeah.
Well, let's have a taste.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There are only so many fishing methods conducive to enjoying tea, and plunking might be the best one. It's probably why I like it so much. Getting to learn about Leandro's favorite plunking method while sharing my favorite things about tea is sort of the perfect transaction these days. We're all going so hard at work, at play, at our enemies, both real and perceived. We need to take a breath, drink some tea, do some plunking, and slow down a bit.